Hello, everybody. Welcome to Yoga for Self-Love with Kim. I am Kim. This will be a short, slow flow Vinyasa practice. We'll move our body, open things up, and also bring in some balance poses. Balance postures are a great way to bring yourself into the present moment. Focus your attention. Can't really balance if your mind is going off in a million different directions and focusing on other things. So it's a really good tool to bring you into the present moment. Bring yourself to your mat and find a comfortable seat or bring yourself into child's pose. We'll just be here for a moment or two before we start to move. You may also want some blocks for the practice today. We will add on a warrior 3. And so if you know you need blocks for that, please just have them handy and ready to go. All right, find your way into a comfortable space for you to begin your practice today. I'm going to take a wide knee child's pose, knees wide, big toes coming together behind me, sitting back on the heels, and then I'll walk the hands forward. So feel free to come into any version of child's pose or any seated posture that calls to you right now. Listen in to your inner teacher, your intuition. What does your body call for right now? Do that. If it feels okay for you, close your eyes. Or just find a soft and steady gaze. Imagine that you could take off any burdens or baggage that you are carrying. Just take it off like a backpack or a jacket. Put it down to the side. Let go of all of that for now. Anything that's bogging you down, just take it off. Put it to the side. Let yourself just be right here, right now. As always, I invite you to bring in the intention to be gentle, kind, patient, loving, and compassionate with yourself as you move through this practice. And if you choose to carry that intention out into the world with you, be good to yourself. Begin to let your body relax and settle in here. Scanning your body for any areas of tightness or tension and sending your breath to those tight spaces, imagining your breath sort of washing away or gently chipping away, softening any of those sticky spots, allowing them to flow a little bit better, a little easier, a little smoother. Taking a few nice, deep and smooth, steady breaths here in through the nose, all the way down into the belly, filling up the abdomen, all the way around, front to back, side to side, drawing the breath up into the rib cage, filling up the back of the ribs, the back body, the back of the lungs, the front of the chest, filling up the whole torso with the breath. As you exhale, releasing the breath from the torso back out through your nose. A few more nice, deep, smooth, steady breaths just like that. Now slowly begin to find your way into a table position. So take the hands forward, spread your fingers nice and wide, and giving yourself a nice wide base of support. Wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. You can rock your hips side to side or just give your body a little squiggle, little snaky motion. Anything that feels good in your body right now. And then we'll bring everything back to center, back to our neutral table, and let's roll through a few rounds of our cat-cow. Inhaling as you lift the tail, soften the belly, draw the heart forward, and lift your gaze. As you exhale, press into the finger pads, round your back up towards the ceiling, look towards your navel. A few times as you rock it back and forth, following your rhythm of breath. Bring yourself back in to your table. Let's extend the right leg back behind, root into the right fingertips, and reach forward with the left arm, finding our cat balance pose. A few deep breaths here, reaching out through the left fingers and back out through the right toes. And then release that hand, knee down to the mat. Take it to the other side, send the left leg back. Hip level-ish, root down into left finger pads, reach forward with the right arm. Reaching the whole body long, reaching out through the right fingers and back through that left foot. And then release. And then come up to stand up on your knees, hands onto the hips. And begin to step the right foot forward. So you take the weight over into that left knee, foot, shin. Slowly begin to step that right foot forward. Knee tracking over the ankle. And we'll take it into a low lunge. Allow the hips to drop down a little bit. Open through the front of that left thigh. Reach your arms up. Now we'll tuck the left toes under behind us. Press down into the right foot, into the ball of that left foot. Begin to lift that left knee up off of the mat. Bringing yourself up into a high lunge. Press down through the feet. Hug in through the legs. Lift up through your belly. Lifting through crown of the head. Fingertips reach towards the ceiling. And then slowly lower left knee down to the mat. Release the arms back to the hips. And we'll step that right foot back, coming back to stand up on the knees. And we'll take it over to the other side. You're gonna pluck that left leg out. Step that foot up towards top of the mat. Knee over the ankle. Maybe wiggle the toes forward a little bit. And then begin to open a little bit through that right hip. Allow that hip to drop down. Hug in through the legs. Lift up through the belly. Reach up through the fingers. And now we'll tuck right toes under behind us. Press into that right foot. Begin to lift that right knee up off of the mat. Finding your high lunge. And then we'll release that right knee back down to the mat. And step that left foot back. You can take hands back to the hips. Bring it back to this standing on the knee position. Then we'll take it back into our table. From here, tuck your toes under. Send the hips up and back. Downward dog. Find what you like here. Moving your bod, maybe wiggling hips side to side. Bending, straightening knees, or pedaling out the legs, bending one knee. Pressing the opposite heel towards the mat and then switching it side to side. And then we'll roll up onto balls of feet and then press heels to the mat. Roll it up again. Press the heels towards the mat. Once more, roll up, balls of the feet. Press the heels towards the mat. Now bend the knees, crouch yourself down, bring belly back towards the thighs. tiger dog, and then glide your hips up into your downward dog. Again, bend your knees, crouch it down, glide hips up and back. Downward dog. Let's do it again. Bend the knees, crouch down. This time when you send the hips up, send your right leg up also. Three-legged dog. We'll bend that right knee, draw in towards your chest. Shift yourself forward into a plank. Hug that knee up into the chest as you press the floor away. And then send the right leg up and back. Three-legged dog. Release that foot down to the mat. Let's crouch it down. Tiger dog. Now send that left leg up. Three-legged dog. Bend that left knee, draw in towards the chest as you shift forward. Fingers, hands pressing the floor away from you. And then we'll send that left leg up and back again. Release that foot down to the mat. Step, hop, float yourself up to the top of the mat. Lift the belly up off of the thighs, come halfway up, flat back. And then we'll fold it in. Big or little bend in the knees here as we're just getting warmed up. Belly to thighs, shake out the head. Maybe rock your hips, sway your hips. And then hands to hips, soften the knees, press into your feet, and lift your heart all the way up. Let's take palms together at your heart. And then we'll inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold yourself all the way back into that forward fold. And then as you inhale, lift it halfway up, flat back. Exhale as you plant hands to the mat and step yourself back to your plank. Breath or two here. Lifting up through that belly, reaching forward with the collarbones and back through the heels. Then we'll lower knees down to the mat. Slowly lower down pelvis, pubic bone, belly, torso. Root into your finger pads, hug elbows and lift your heart up, baby cobra. And release yourself back down. We'll tuck the toes, press into the hands and glide the hips up and back again, downward dog. Crouch down, send right leg up for three-legged dog. Now we'll bend that right knee, draw in towards the chest, shift it forward, core plank. Step that right foot through to that right thumb. We'll stay up on the ball of that left foot. Bend the left knee a lot. Pull that right hip back and begin to peel yourself up off of that front thigh, coming into a high lunge with a back knee bent. Then begin to straighten that back leg. Reach the arms up, fingers reaching up, spine nice and long and spacious. And then we'll drop that left knee down to the mat. Just tap it down and then lift that left knee back up. Tap that left knee down again, lift it up. One more time, tap that left knee down to the mat, lift it back up. We'll take hands to the mat, step yourself back in to plank. Drop knees down, lower all the way down to the belly. Hug the elbows in, lift the heart up. Baby cobra, maybe if you feel a little bit warmer, a little bit more ready, you can bring it up into your full cobra. Release yourself back down, tuck toes, send hips up and back. Downward dog. Now we'll crouch it down, send the left leg up, three-legged dog. And that knee shift it forward, core plank. Step that left foot through. Stay up on ball of that right foot. Right knee bent. Hug that left hip back. Peel yourself up. You can begin to bring that right leg a little bit straighter here. Reach the arms up. And then we'll tap that right knee down to the mat. And then lift it back up. Tap the knee down to the mat. Lift it back up. Tap the knee back down. Lift that right knee back up into your high lunge. Hands to the mat, step yourself back to plank. Now either lower down to the belly and move through cobra, baby cobra, or full cobra, or we'll take it into chaturanga, low push-up, and then upward dog here. Roll it forward on your toes, bend your elbows, lower yourself down. Chaturanga, coming about halfway down, shoulders above level of elbows. Come on to tops of the feet, thighs lifted, Pull the heart forward. Find your up dog. And then we'll take it back in to downward dog. Step or hop it up top of your mat. Fold yourself in. Press into the feet, come all the way up. Palms together overhead. Hands come back down to your heart. Bend the knees now. Sit back in chair, reach arms forward. Breath or two here. Nice and deep. Let's take the palms together at the heart. And then we'll take it into a little chair twist here. Spinning towards the right. Tuck that left elbow outside that right knee or thigh. Lift up your belly. Press your palms together. Spin your heart to the right. Bum back, hips back, knees back. And then root into that right foot. We'll roll up onto the ball of the left foot. Stay here, or you could begin to pull that left knee up in towards your chest. Stay here, or send that left leg back. Come on to ball of that foot. Take it into a prayer twist. Spin the heart up towards the right. And then slowly step left foot back up, top of the mat. Bring yourself to center. Press into the feet, rise all the way up. Palms together. Back to the heart. Let's do it on the other side. Now sit it back in your chair. Arms reach forward. Bum reaches back. Palms together. Spin it to the left. Now right elbow tucks outside left knee or thigh. Lift up your belly. Lengthen out from tail to crown. Press the palms together. Spin your heart up. And then roll up onto ball of that right foot. Hold here. Or we'll begin to hug right knee up towards the chest. Stay here. Or then send that right leg back. Coming up onto ball of that right foot. High lunge prayer twist. And then we'll keep the weight in that left foot. Slowly step it back up, top of the mat. Sit it low. Bring yourself back to center. Press into your feet, come all the way up to stand. Palms together at the heart. Let's take hands to the hips now. Take your weight into that left foot. Draw that right knee up towards your chest. Keep it here or extend that right leg out in front of you. Bend that right knee. Release that foot down to the mat. Other side, weight into that right foot. Soften through that right knee. Lift up that left knee, draw it up towards your chest. And then keep it here or send that left leg forward. Press out through the heel. Pull the toes back towards you. Bend the knee. Release the foot down to the mat. Arms reach up. Fold yourself in. Bring it halfway up to that flat back again. Plant hands down to the mat and step yourself back to your plank. Now find your vinyasa, your variation of the flow here. We'll meet back in our downward dog. Crouch down, send left leg up, three-legged dog. Bend that knee, shift it forward, core plank. Step the left foot through. This time we'll drop the right foot to the mat. Heel back. Hug that left hip back again. Press into the feet. Lift yourself up. Take it up into our warrior one. Sinking into that left knee. Pressing down through that back foot. Hug in through the legs. And now from here, we will take it into a warrior three. If you want blocks for this, you are welcome to grab some blocks, bring them up towards top of the mat, or you can proceed without. We're going to shift the weight forward into that left leg, and then lift up from your belly, send that right leg up and back behind you. Right toes pointing down towards the mat. That Right hip is in a neutral position. Palms together at the heart, arms out to the sides or back, or you could reach arms forward. Could even take hands to that left thigh. Press hands into that left thigh. And then slowly we'll step it back into our warrior one. And then hands to the mat. Step yourself back to your plank. And you find your flow. Meeting back in our downward dog again. Crouch down, send the right leg up. Three-legged dog. Bend the right knee, shift it forward, core plank. Step that right foot through. Drop that left foot to the mat, heel back. Press into the feet. Lift up. Warrior one. Other side. We'll take it into our warrior three from here. So blocks if you want them up at top of the mat. Send the weight into that right foot. Lift up from the belly and extend that left leg up and back. Left toes pointing down. Find your version with the hands. And then we'll slowly step it back. Warrior one, bend that front knee. Reach up with the arms. And then we'll take hands back down to the mat. Step yourself back into plank. Find your flow. And we will meet back in downward dog. Step or hop it up top of the mat. Fold in. And then press into the earth, rise all the way up, palms together. Hands to heart. Take hands down to the hips. We'll take weight into the left foot. Lift that right knee up, draw it up towards your chest. Hold here, or extend right leg out in front of you. Pressing out through that heel. Bend that right knee. Now we'll begin to shift it into a warrior three. Again, you find your version with the arms. You could take palms together at the heart, arms out to the sides or forward, or hands to rest on that front thigh. And then slowly, you're going to bring it back up. Draw that right knee up towards the chest and release that foot down to the mat. Taking it to other side, rooting into right foot. Draw left knee up towards the chest. Hold here or extend left leg forward. Then we'll begin to bend that left knee. Slowly send that left leg back behind you, finding your warrior three on this side. And then bring it back up. Release that left foot down to the mat. Let's do that again, one more time on each side. Weight into that left foot now. Right knee draws up towards the chest. Keep the knee bent or extend the leg out. Bend that knee again. Send that leg back behind you. And then let's bring it forward again. Draw that right knee up towards your chest. Now this time stay here or take the left hand to that right leg. Begin to open that right arm to that right side. Unfurl the arm and spin your heart over to the right side. It's a little standing twist. Bring yourself back to center. Release that right foot down to the mat. Other side, weight into right foot. Draw that left knee up towards the chest. Keep the knee bent or extend the leg out. Bend the left knee. Slowly send that left leg back. Find your warrior three. And then we'll bring it back up. Stay here. that left knee bent, or take the right hand to that left thigh. Begin to peel that left arm open. Heart spins to the left. Find that little standing twist. And then release, bring it back to center. Left foot comes back down to the mat. Take the arms up overhead. Fold it in, forward fold, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. Plant hands, step yourself back to plank. Find your flow. From your downward dog, walk your hands back to meet your feet. Press into the feet, rise up. We'll take it into a tree pose at the back of the mat. Weight into that left foot, soften through that left knee. Hands to the hips, let's draw that right knee up towards the chest again. This time begin to draw that right knee out to the side as you plant your right foot somewhere on the left leg. So you're avoiding the knee joint, but you could bring that right foot to rest on that left inner thigh or the calf, or you could just bring the ball of the right foot down to the mat with the right heel connecting to the left ankle. You can keep hands on the hips or reach the arms up or bring the palms together. Just noticing your little calibrations here. You try to find that balance, calibrating and recalibrating. Find your drishti, focal point, gazing point. And give yourself a little smile. And then we'll release. Right foot comes back to the mat. Take the weight into that right foot. Draw that left knee up towards the chest, and then we'll open left knee out towards the side. Then you find your tree, planting that left foot somewhere. Ball of the foot comes down to the mat. Left heel connects with that right ankle, or left foot to that right calf, or draw that left foot all the way up to that right inner thigh. Palms at the heart, or reach the arms up. Check in with your breath. Keep breathing. Nice and smooth and steady. And again, give yourself a little smile here. And then palms come down. Release that left leg. Sweep the arms out and up, palms together. Fold yourself in, forward fold, halfway up, flat back. And then we'll bend the knees a lot, walk your hands out into your downward dog. Pedal it out, rock it out, shake it out, take what you need here. And then release knees down to the mat. Come back to sit on your heels. Let's take one hand to heart, one hand to belly. Close your eyes for a moment. And come back to our intention to be gentle, kind, patient, loving, compassionate with ourselves. Bring your palms together at your heart. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with me today with love and gratitude. Namaste.